ओम ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
ओम
ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
मूर्तिभेद विभागिने
मूर्तिभेद विभागिने
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
ॐ सहना भवतु।
ॐ सहना भवतु।
सहनौ भुनक्तु।
सहनौ भुनक्तु।
सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै।
वीर्यङ्करवावहै।
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्।
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्।
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्।
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्।
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः।
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः।
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः।
वेदैः सामगाः।
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः।
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति योगिनः।
यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः।
यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः।
सर्वस्वरूपे. We can chant together.
सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे
सर्वशक्ति समन्विते
भयेऽस्त्राहीनो
देवी दुर्गे देवी
नमोस्तुते रोगानशेषानहंसि तुष्टा तुष्टातु सकलानपीष्टा
स्वामाश्रितानां न विप्राणां स्वामाश्रिताश्रयतां प्रयान्ति सर्वाबाधाशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्य
ईश्वरी
एवमेवात्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम् सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते भयेऽस्त्राहीनो देवी देवी नमोस्तुते रोगानशेषानहंसि तुष्टा सर्वाबाधाशयतं प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्य किलेश्वरी एवमेवात्वया कार्यम् मद्वैरिविनाशनम् सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते भयेऽस्त्राहीनो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमोस्तुते रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टा हृष्टकामां सकलानभीष्टा त्वामाश्रिताश्रयतां प्रयान्ति सर्वाबाधाप्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यश्वरी एवमेवात्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम्
अर्जुन उवाच किं तत् ब्रह्म किमध्यात्मम् किं कर्म पुरुषोत्तम अधिभूतं च किं प्रोक्तम् अधिदैवं किमुच्यते अधियज्ञः कथं पुत्र देहेऽस्मिन् मधुसूदन प्रयाणकाले च कथम् ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः भगवानुवाच अक्षरं ब्रह्म परमम् स्वभावोऽध्यात्ममुच्यते भूतभावोद्भवकरः
भूतभावो
वो
भवकरः
विसर्गः कर्म संज्ञितः
विसर्गकर्मसंज्ञितः
अधिभूतं क्षरो भावः
अधिभूतं भावः
भावः
पुरुषश्चाधिदैवतम्
पुरुषश्चाधिदैवतम्
अधियज्ञोऽहमेवात्र
अधियज्ञोऽहमेवात्र
देहे देहभृतां वर
देहे देहभृतां वर
अन्तकाले च मामेव
अन्तकाले च मामेव
स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरम्
स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरम्
यः प्रयाति समद्भावम्
यः प्रयाति समद्भावम्
याति नास्त्यत्र संशयः
नास्त्यत्र संशयः
यं वापि स्मरन् भावम्
यं
स्मरं
त्यजत्यन्ते कलेवरम्
त्यजत्यन्ते कलेवरम्
तं तमेवैति कौन्तेय सदा तद्भावभावितः
तदा
Last time we have seen, but still, last two verses of 7th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna has finished 7th chapter with this 6th thing, Ye yatanti mamashritya. Bhagavan says in 7th chapter, one who is striving, having kept or surrendered to me, those people, te viduhu, those know. One thing, Brahma viduhu. Second thing, those people know Krishnam Adhyatmam viduhu. And third one, Karma Akhilam viduhu. Three things. And in last verse, Adhibhutam, Adhidevam, Adhiyagnam. Ye viduhu. Ye mam vidu. Main sentence is those who knows me. In the form of Adhibhutam, in the form of Adhidevam, and in the form of Adhiyagna. Those people are become Yukta Chetasaha. They are always, their mind is endowed with me. Even Prayana Kale Api Te Mam Vidu. Even they people know me at the time of death. So total Brahma, second Krishna Adhyatmam, third Akhilam Karma, fourth Adhibhuta, fifth Adhidevam, sixth Adhiyagna, and just Prayana Kala. So now in 8th chapter, Arjuna is asking question to Lord Krishna, all these 7 things. Okay, what is that? And we have seen last time. Arjuna Uvacha. Kim tad brahma, kim adhyatmam, kim karma, purushottama, adibhutam. 1 minute, 1 minute. Arjuna Vacha means he asks, Kim Tat Brahma? What is that Brahman? Kim Adhyatmam? What is the meaning of Adhyatmam? Kim Karma? What is that karma? Adhibhutam Kim Proktam? What you said Adhibhutam, what is the meaning of Adhibhutam? Kim Adhidevam Uchyate? What is the Adhidevata? Again, Katham Kaha Adhiyagnaha? What is that Adhiyagnaha? Atra Dehe, in this body, Madhusudana. Hey Madhusudana. And last one, at the time of death, he is also asked same question. Prayana Kale Chakatham. At the time of death, Niyatatmibhi. The meaning, one whose mind is under control. By such people, Katham Gneyah Asi. How can they come to know at the time of death? That 7 question, same Arjuna is asked. And Shankaracharya ji didn't write Bhashyam or commentary because he knows all are the same question, need not to write any Bhashyam. And we have seen Bhagwan Uvacha, Bhagwan has replied, first, Aksharam Brahma Paramam. The meaning of Brahman is nothing, but it is a limitless Brahman. Aksharam, which is never subject to decline. And one adjective Bhagwan has used is called Paramam. The meaning of Paramam is limitless. Otherwise, in 8th verse, or I think of 8th chapter, Om Akshara iti upasya. So this adjective proves this is not Omkara Upasna, but here Bhagwan talking about the limitless Brahman that we have seen. And what is Adhyatma? Bhagwan says, Svabhavaha Adhyatmam Uchyate. Svabhavaha means one's own nature. And our own nature is nothing but Pratyagatma, inner self, without any body, mind, sense complex, is called Adhyatma. That we have seen in detail. And what is the karma? Bhagavan says karma sangita, means by the name of karma. What is the karma? And Bhagavan says bhuta bhava udbhavakaraha, one, and visargaha, both are called by the name karma. Bhuta bhava udbhavakaraha. The meaning of bhuta bhava means existence of being is called bhuta bhava. And when it created, when it's called Udbhavakaraha. And the meaning of Visargaha is called offering. When we are in yaga, in some ritual, when we are offering something, dravya, inside the fire, then it's called Visargaha. So both are called Karma Sangitaha. So what does it mean? That we have seen in Bhashyam, Shankaracharya has explained beautifully that we have seen everything. Pratyagatma and Bhuta Bhavat Bhavakara. So Shankaracharya explained Bhuta Bhava Udbhavakaraha. So first he explained what is the meaning of Bhuta Bhavaha. Bhutanam Bhavaha iti Bhuta Bhavaha. Bhavaha means existence. Existence of all being is called Bhuta Bhavaha. Tasya Udbhavaha. When they are come into being, when they are created, then they are produced. It's called Bhuta Bhava Udbhavaha. And who does this? Tam Karoti. One who does all this thing, it's called Paramatma Bhuta Bhava Udbhavakara. So what does it mean? Shankaracharya is written Bhuta Vastu Utpatti Karaha. One who is doing a production or creation of all being. It's called Bhuta Bhava Udbhavakara. Then what is Visarga? really speaking, the meaning of Visargaha is not our Sanskrit grammar Visargaha, but the meaning of Visargaha means when something is just give away. It's called Visargaha. But Shankaracharya says the meaning of Visargaha means Visarjana. Giving away, just we are just left it out, something is called Visargaha. But here respectively, Shankaracharya says Visarjana means Devata Uddeshena Charu Puradasha Adehe Dravyasya Parityagaha. When in fire ritual, having kept Devata in our mind, and when we offer Charu, we have seen Charu is one type of payasam. Purodasha is one type of cake, rice cake. When these are offered, Dravyasya Parityagaha in the fire ritual, that is called Saha Eshaha Visargaha Lakshanaha Yagyaha. This is called the offering type Yagya. And this is called Karma Sangitaha Karma Shabditaha iti etat. The meaning, Shankaracharya says, Visargaha is like a Bhagwan is producing, offering different type of being in this earth. And Shankaracharya explained here. So what is the meaning of this Visargaha? He says, एतस्माद्धि बीजभूताद् वृष्टि आदि क्रमेण स्थावर जंगमानि भूतानि udbhavanti. All beings are born udbhavanti. If he says from where, so he says vrushti adi kramena is in order by vrushti, and that we have seen in 3rd chapter. So today I think I have kept ready. This is 3rd chapter. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavah yagnad bhavati parjanyah yagnah karma samudbhavah. So how all beings are come into being? So Bhagavan says in 3rd chapter, all beings are born because of annam. Annad bhutani bhavanti. And if we ask from where this anna possible, so parjanyat anna sambhavah. Because of rain, this all grains are possible. Anna sambhavah. And if it says from where rain will come, so it says yagnat bhavati parjanyah. Yagnat. Here the meaning of yagnat is not only fire ritual, but we can take as Panchamahayagna. If we are living our life respectfully, prayerfully, then that our ethical life gives parjanya, proper rain. And if we ask from where this yagnat bhavati, if we ask parjanya yagnat bhavati, if we ask from where this yagna comes, it says yagnaha karma samudbhavah. And if you remember, the meaning of yagna here is our adrashtam, means our papa and punya. Because of papa and punya, they are come out of karma because of our own act. And if he says from where this all action comes, the Bhagavan says karma brahmodbhavam viddhi. What we are doing to live a life, how we can live a life properly, it comes from Brahma. Here the meaning of Brahma is not Brahma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, but the meaning of Brahma is Veda. How to live a life, it is Veda is our manual. So karma brahmodbhavam viddhi. Then how come this Veda comes? So Bhagavan says Brahma akshara samudbhava. Again the meaning of akshara means Brahman. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So out of Brahman or Parmeshwara or Ishvara, this Veda are born. So who is the main? So Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahman. So everything is nothing but everything are inside. all pervading Brahman, Sarvagatam Brahma, Nitya Yagna Pratishthitam. All are abiding in Yagna only. That Yagna. Now Shankaracharya is mentioning in this 8th chapter. So what is the Bhagwan's duty? So Bhagwan gives us what is our karma. That's why here he is written, Etasmadhi. Etasmad means is Etasmad karmana. From this karma, bija bhutat. All jivas are in the form of bija, is seed, rupa, and this all jiva come into being Vrishti Adi Kramena. Because Annam, Annat, then Parjanya, so Vrishti Adi Kramena, Sthavara, Jangamani, Bhutani, Udbhavanti. All Sthavaram means all trees are considered as a Sthavaram. Jangamam is keep on going. Gachati, Gachati is Jangama. The meaning of Jangam is keep on moving. Gachati, Gachati is Jangama. All type of beings are born because of karma. And the karma samudbhava. And Bhagwan is karma phaladata. And because of our karma, we are coming to be. So, this what is Bhagwan's job? Bhuta bhavodbhava karaha. These all beings are coming to being. And visargaha means all we are offering what our karmas to this universe. According to that, we are have this type of body. That is, so what is the duty of Bhagavan? Is a karma phaladata. So karma phaladata is also Bhagavan. That we have seen. Now, Adhibhutam, what is Adhidevatam and what is Adhiyagna? Bhagavan is giving answer. Adhibhutam Ksharaha Bhavaha. First, Purushaha cha Adhidevatam. What is Devatam? Bhagavan says Purushaha. Adhiyagnaha Aham Eva Atra Dehe. Atra Dehe Aham Adhiyagnaha. This three answer Bhagavan is given in this. And Deha Bhrutam Vara. Vara means the best. Shreshtaha. Arjuna's new, one type of Sambodhanam. You are the best in all embodiment. Deha Bhrutam Vara. Deha Bibharti, it's called Deha Bhrut. One who is possess a body is called Deha Bhrut. Among these all are Deha Bhrut. One who is Shrestha is called Deha Bhrutambara. But first thing is Adhibhutam is equal to Ksharaha Bhava. Ksharaha, subject to decline. Bhavaha means nature. So what is the meaning of Adhibhutam? One whose nature is subject to decline is called Ksharaha Bhava. The meaning is one who is born is always gone. It's called Ksharaha Bhava. So Adhibhutam means all beings when is subject to decline. Whenever Adhi comes, what is centered on beings? Adhi means centered, Adhi Devatam, centered on Devata. Adhi Yagna means which is centered on Yaga or rituals. So Adhi means centered on. So what is centered on all beings? And all beings are nothing but subject to decline. That declination is also, Bhagavan says, Ahamasmi. Because in previous 7th chapter, Bhagavan says, I am this Mam Adhibhutam, Mam Adhiyagnam, or Mam Adhidevam, Yah Viduhu, Ye Viduhu. So everything is me, one who knows. So Bhagavan says, Adhibhutam is all beings who are subject to decline. That is also me. Adhidevatam, Purushaha. Here the meaning of Purushaha, Shankaracharya is explained, but there are two meanings. Purayati Sarvam, it is called Purushaha. Navadware Pure Shete, this is all called Purushaha. So one who is living inside this body is also called Purushaha. One who is all pervasive is also Purushaha. So Shankaracharya is given the meaning, Purushaha means Hiranyagarbha, which is a total mind. That also Bhagavan says, me only. So Adhidevatam is called Purushaha. The meaning of Adhiyagna, which is the center of all yaga, is nothing but Ahameva, Atra Dehe. Because in this body, we are doing many type of ritual. Not only Swaha Swaha, but even our karma, we can do as a yagna's attitude. It's called Adhiyagna. Whatever you are doing in this body, in the form of yaga, Bhagavan says, Ahameva. That is also me. So whatever available here is nothing but Ishvara. That Bhagavan would like to convey, nothing else. So now Shankaracharya is explained beautifully what is the meaning of Adhibhutam. This is answer is up to here, Kshara Bhava. So he says Adhibhutam, centered on beings, are called Adhibhutam. It is called in grammar Avyayi Bhava Samasaha. Bhutam Adhikrutya, it is called Adhibhutam. Adhyatma, Atmani Adhikrutya, Adhyatma, Devatam Adhikrutya, Adhidevam, Yagnam Adhikrutya, it is called Adhiyagna. It is called Avyay, is indeclinable. But Prani Jatam, Jatam means group of all beings, is called Prani Jatam, Adhikrutya Bhavati, Iti Adhibhutam, which is centered on all beings, group of beings are called Adhibhutam. Kaha Aso, who is that? Who is this? Aso means this. Shankaracharya says Ksharaha. The meaning of Kshara means Ksharati. One is subject to decline. And if nobody can understand, he says Ksharaha means Vinashi Bhavaha. One who is always Vinasha, subject to destruction, is called Ksharaha. And again Shankaracharya is explained, whatever available here in this universe which are born are always subject to decline. So yat kinchit, whatever, yat kinchit means whatever, janimat vastu, anything which are subject to born. Jani means born, janimat, who are in nature of to be born, that all are ksharaha bhava. Because we know which all being are always goes under 6 type of modification. Asti, jayate, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, vinashyati. Vinashyati is called ksharaha bhava. But when ksharaha bhava is possible, when jayate is possible. So janimat bhava, yat kinchit janimat vastuhu is always kshara bhava. But Bhagavan says that is also me. Myself only, Ksharaha Bhava. Then Purushaha cha Adhidevata. The Shankaracharya explained Purushaha, Puranam, Anena Sarvam, Iti. One meaning. Anena Sarvam Puranam. First, Anena Sarvam Purvam. By this, everything is full, filled up, is called Purushaha. One definition of Purushaha means one is all pervasive. Anena sarvam purnam iti Purushaha. One definition. Another is Puri shayanatva Purushaha. One who resides inside this Navadvare Purede, inside this body. And our body considered as a city. In 5th chapter we have seen, because it has 9 gates. This body has 9 gates. And in this 9 gate, that Atma, Shayanat, Atma Shete, it lives inside the body. It's called Purusha. And what is the name of this Purusha? Shankaracharya says, Aditya Antargataha Hiranyagarbha. Really speaking, all pervasive also Hiranyagarbha. And being all pervasive, that is available in each and every body. And this, where is this available? Aditya Antargata. Where is the location? If we would like to do Upasana, so where can we locate Hiranyagarbha? For only Upasana purpose, it says it is Aditya Antargata. Hiranyagarbha's place in the universe is nothing but Aditya, in the sun. Aditya Antargata. And this name is Hiranyagarbha. So generally, what Purana says, Brahmaji, Chaturmukha Brahmaji, in our Vedanta we call as Hiranyagarbha. Both are one and same. It is the total subtle mind, Sukshma Sharira, total subtle body, and total mind is called Hiranyagarbha. It's called, one name is Prathamaja. Firstborn, inside the universe, who is the firstborn? It's called Hiranyagarbha, Prathamajaha. And what is the job of this Hiranyagarbha? So Shankaracharya has written, the job of Hiranyagarbha is Sarva Prani Karananam Anugrahaka. Here, Sarva Prani, all beings, they have their own Karana. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 4 or 2, whatever. According to Tattva Bodha, it is 2. 5 sense organ, 5 organs of action, and Pancha Pranaha and Manabuddhi. If we can take Manabuddhi, Chit, Ahankar, are considered as a Karana, is an instrument. Subtle body is called Karana, and our Sthula body, gross body, is a Karya. So this, what is the job of Hiranyagarbha? He is Anugrahaka. He is blessed to whom? This Karanana. Because of the presence of Hiranyagarbha, this all Karanas, means all Gnanendriya, Karmendriya and Pancha Prana, they seems to be like. It's called Anugrahaka. Because of their blessings, the presence of that consciousness of Hiranyagarbha, this Karana becomes alive. That's why it's called Anugrahaka. And that Sahahi Adidevata, that Hiranyagarbha is named as Adidevata. Because he bless all beings, even he bless even all devatas also. Which is centered on devata is called Adidevata. So Hiranyagarbha is Adidevata. And when always we have to remember, Ishvara is also Upadana Karana, not only Nimitta Karana, is a material cause. In a form of material cause, Ishvara becomes Adibhutam. In the form of material cause, he becomes Adidevatam, means Hiranyagarbha. In the form of material cause, he becomes Adiyagna. So now he is explaining what is Adiyagna. So Shankaracharya says, Adiyagna, the meaning is Sarva Yagna Abhimanini Devata Vishnu Akhya Yagnaha Vai Vishnuhu iti Shrutehe. So what is the meaning of Adiyagna? He says, one who's identify oneself with all yagas. Abhimanini means identify with all yagas, that Devata. Always remember, Devata is feminine. So Abhimanini Devata. This Devata. And what is the name of Devata? He says Vishnu Akhya. His name is nothing but Vishnu Akhya. And what is the meaning of Vishnu? He says Yagnaha Vai Vishnu. Really speaking, I can say in our body, the ritual, there are different type of ritual is going on. It says, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva is a one type of ritual. And in Mundaka Upanishad it comes, Bhagwan has given 7 golakas in our face, 2 eyes, 2 nostril, 1 face, 2 ears. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Through this, different type of sense object are offering inside our body. So this is also considered as a yaga. So yaga is not only fire ritual, but whatever offering. And in that mundaka it is cited, inside our body, Atma Raja is sitting. And to Atma Raja, this all Indriyani, these 5 sense organ, they are offering different type of sense object to Atma Raja. This is called Yagnove Vishnu. What is going on inside this body is nothing but Yaga, and Yaga is also nothing but Vishnu. Always remember the meaning of Vishnu means Vyapakat Vishnu. One is all pervasive, is called Vishnu. Saha, he Vishnu. Because of that Vishnu, and where it is available. So as Bhagavan says, Vishnu is nothing but Ahameva. That Vishnu, which is all pervasive, nothing but Ahameva. And Ahameva is given in Shloka, in this. So that Vishnu I am, and where it is available. He says Atra, nothing else. It is not sitting inside somewhere in the space, but Atra, Asmin Dehe, in this body. Each and every body, Ishvara is sitting. And Yaha Yagnaha, whatever Yagna, Tasya Aham Adi Yagna. That is, I am Yagna. So Yagna in this body is called, what we are eating is called Yaga. What we are offering different type of sense object to through sense organs is also called Yaga. And Bhagavan says, Tasya Aham Adi Yagna. And how this Adi Yagna, Yagna can possible? So Shankaracharya says, Yagnahi Dehaha Nivartyatvena Deha Samavai. So what is the meaning? He says, Nivartyetena. So whatever offering is possible, how can it possible? So Deha Nivartyetena. Nivartya is accomplished with body. If we don't have any gross body, how can we complete any yaga? So Deha Nivartyena means because it is accomplished by this sthula sharira, so Yagna is also connected with Deha. Samavai means connected. So Yagna is also connected with this sthula body. That's why Deha Adhikaranaha Bhavati. This Ishvaraha is Deha Adhikaranaha. Adhikaranaha means one who reside in this body. Deha Adhikaran is called Adhiyagna. And last Sambodhana, Deha Bhrutamvaraha. One who possesses the body among all who has body, among Arjuna is the Vara, is the Shresht. It's called Deha Bhrutamvara. So today I was just thinking, so I have kept one for you. It says, Arjuna has asked, what is Brahma, Adhyatma, Akhilam Karma, Adhibhutam, Adhidevam, Adhiyagna. And Bhagavan says, even in 7th chapter, I am everything. So Aham Brahma means without universe also, I am Brahman, I am always available. That's why Paramam Aksharam, I am limitless, that Brahman. Then if universe is there, then he says Aham Adhyatmam, I am an inner self, Pratyagatma. I am an inner self, Pratyagatma. And what is Bhagavan is doing? He says Akhilam Karma. In 7th chapter, he says Akhilam Karma. But what is that all karma? It says given in answer in 8th chapter is Bhuta Bhavodbhavakara. What is Bhagwan is doing? It is give a creation, being of all existence of being. So first job of Bhagwan is all jiva have their own body. Because of what? Because of Aham means Ishvara. And on which base? Karma Phaladata. Bhagwan is in Karma Phaladata. According to that law, Bhagwan is creating all type of beings. This is Akhilam Karma Bhagwan is doing in the form of offering, Visarga, offering. What is Adhibhutam? The meaning of Adhibhutam we take as a Jiva. All Jivas are considered as Adhibhuta. That Bhagwan says Ahamasmi. Ksharaha Bhavaha. Adhibhuta given in 7th chapter, answer is given in 8th chapter, and Bhagwan says Ksharaha Bhavaha, which is subject to decline, is called Adhibhuta. That is also Bhagwan says Aham Adhidevam. Adhidevam Purushaha. So what is this Purushaha? We have seen Hiranyagarbha. Sarvam Anena Sarvam Purayati is called Purusha Athva Pureshete. Both. So Bhagwan is all pervasive also, and Bhagwan is available in each and every being in the form of inner self, Purusha. That is Adhidevam. And again Bhagwan says Adhiyagnaha Aham Atra Dehe. So all whatever actions are going on is nothing but Ishvara only, for Ishvara. So in short, these all things are nothing but Ishvara. And one who knows this, everything is nothing but Ishvara, such person, when that person leaves the body, what will happen to them? That prayana kale. This is the last answer Bhagwan will give in next verse. Antakale cha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam yati na asti atra samshayah. Antakale, even at the time of death, mam eva, to me only, smaran, having remembering me, kalevaram muktva, one who released that sthul sharira. Kalevaram means sthul, gross body. Kalevaram muktva, having remembering me, smaran, mameva smaran, kalevaram muktva, one who release one's own body, yah prayati, one who goes, having leave this body, prayati means one who goes, that person, saha madbhavam yati, that person definitely gain me. Madbhavam means my nature. Definitely that person will get. Atra na samshayah asti. In this subject matter, there is a no doubt what will happen to that person. But here, Puja Swamiji has given one small note. Mameva smaran. Generally, smaran, we say, smaran means remembering. Like we are doing Om Hare Ram, Ram Ram means we are remembering Lord Japa. But he says the smaran we cannot take only Japa, we can take is a total knowledge. Yet the meaning of smarana is one who is remembered at the time of death. I am not body, mind, sense complex. It's called smaran. When who abides in this knowledge and then kalevar muktva, then that person, one who leaves the body, that person goes. But really speaking, we have to say goes. But what will happen to them or him or her? Madbhavam yati. That person definitely will get me. Madbhavam means mad swarupam prapnoti. Yati. This yati means gacchati. Really speaking is gacchati. But whenever Jivan Mukta becomes a Videha Mukta, it's never, there is a no Gacha, there is a no Gamanam, because everywhere is Chaitanya only consciousness, but still this is called figurative speech. Just we have to say it just goes. That's why in Mundaka, I think in Mundaka only, one Upanishad, somebody asked, if you want to trace, trace a person who is a Jivan Mukta, where does this person goes? If some would like to trace, so what would be the answer? That's given in Mundaka Upanishad. Can you trace a bird who is flying from one portion to another portion? Can we trace it? We cannot trace it. Can you trace the person who walk under the water, on the water, whatever? But can we trace that person's padachinna, footstep? We cannot trace because everything become one. Same way, we cannot trace the Videha Mukta, Gnanis. We cannot trace because it becomes one with consciousness. It's called Madbhavam Yati. According to this Madbhavam Yati, there is a no further journey. And that's why Bhagavan says, Na asti atra sanshaya. There is a no doubt. Definitely, Madbhavam, Mad Swarupam, it becomes one with me. Madbhavam Yati. And when I was reading this, there are many, even now in our Hindu, they are also asking, do you believe in Punarjanma? Do you believe this? Our Gita has many, 3 to 4 verses in which Bhagavan himself says, okay, what will happen to next? So here also Antakale. So I have prepared one. If he's available, then nice. Otherwise, I don't know. Yeah. So in second chapter, Bhagavan says, Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Einam Prapya Na Vimuhyati Sthitvasyam Antakalepi Brahma Nirvana Ruchyati. Brahma Nirvanam Ruchyati means once Sthitvasyam Antakalepi, then that person will not come back. Brahma Nirvana. The meaning of Brahma Nirvana means there is a no coming back. Means Bhagavan has clearly says, and after Antakala, there is a no second birth. Even in this 7th chapter, Prayana Kale Apichate Mam Viduhu. Even at the time of death, they become, if they know me, they won't come back. Even in the 6th chapter, 41th verse, if somebody asks Punarjanma is there, then Bhagavan says, Yoga Brashtaha Vijayate. And he clearly explained everything. Prapya Punya Krutan Lokan Ushitva Shashwati Samaha Shuchi Nam Shri Madam Gehe means everywhere it is proven that Punarjanma is there. And if we are ready to accept Shastra as a pramana, then we should not have doubt. And this is the main one type of relief for us. We have second birth, we need not to worry. If we have not completed something in this birth, we can finish in next. That's why here Bhagavan says, but after that, Bhagavan has explained, at the time of death, whatever we remember, that only we will get. Antakale. The meaning of Antakale, Shankaracharya says, at the time of death, Maranakale, Mameva. The meaning of Mamameva means Parmeshwaram, whose name is Vishnu, is all pervasive. Nothing but Parmeshwaram, Smaran Muktva. Shankaracharya is not explained here Smaran. The meaning of Smaran means we can leave a body with Nam Japa. It's also called Smaran. That person also will get good gati. But one who is Atma Jnanam, 100% Atma Jnanam, that person never come back. Muktva means Parityajya, having given up. Kalevaram, means shariram. Yah prayati means gacchati. That person gacchati what? Saha madbhavam vaishnavam tattvam yati. That person will get Vaishnavam tattva. Vaishnava means all pervasive. The truth of all pervasive means Swarupam of Ishvara that will get. Naha asti means na vidyate. Both are one. There is no atra asmin arthe. In this meaning, sanshayah yati vanava. We should not have any type of doubt whether that person will get or not get. We should not have any doubt. If Bhagavan says, Mad Bhavam Yati means that Atma Jnani definitely will get Ishvara's Swarupa. Both will become one. Yati Nava Atre na Sanshaya. We should not do doubt. But detail of this, we will see tomorrow also. Any question?
Swamiji,
Yes.
to Hiranyagarbha, total mind,
Hmm.
Purusha is also Brahmaji.
Brahmaji, yeah. Hmm.
And the Purusha Suktam that we chant is
Same here. It becomes nowadays Purusha Suktam is Hiranyagarbha to Virat. This is explanation is from Hiranyagarbha to Virat.
Virat.
This total gross body. So this all Ajaha, they all are coming into being.
Yes.
Yes, Upagna. Your voice is breaking, yes?
What is the meaning of Hiranya?
Hiranya, you know, actually, yeah. Hiranya is like a gold. And Garbha means inside. Garbha is womb, no, actually. So, whenever we say Hiranya Garbha, and Hiranya is always shine. Whenever gold is a shine. Same way, Hiranyam Samam Gnanam Yasmin Garbhe Saha Hiranya Garbha. The Hiranya Garbha is all knowledge. All knowledge is always shine like a Hiranya. One who has the all knowledge, it is called Hiranya Garbha. So it is a symbolic name.
All knowledge, meaning there is no ignorance there,
Yeah.
no avidya.
No Vidya. But she doesn't know what is Avidya. Let it get with one who has all knowledge. It's called Hiranya. Anything?
There is a shloka, right, Swaminiji, from there's a mantra from Ishavasya, I think, that Isha Upanishad, I think, that Hiranmayena Patrena Satyas.
Then Satyanam Pihita.
Satyasya Pihitam Mukham
Yeah.
Tattvam Purusha Napavranam Satya Dharmaya.
Yeah.
Ishtaye.
Manasa.
It is Hiranya means at that time they have used for Surya. Surya Devata.
Yeah, that's for Aditya or son. Yeah.
Aditya.
Yeah.
Aditya
But
also
you
look
mentioned
like
that Aditya in the Upasana.
Yeah. That's right.
So, for the purpose of Upasana, Aditya is equal to Brahmaji.
So if we ask where is the location of eye is our eyes, your Chakshu Indriya is all over the body. But still, what is the locale of this Chakshu Indriya? So we say this eye. Same way. This Hiranyagarbha is all pervasive. But if you want to local, we need something, to hold on. So where it would be available? So in the Aditya. It's like that.
Without sun, no life is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Hiranyagarbha is all knowledge, shine. Same way, Aditya is also shine. That's
I like that the way you broke that aham, akilam karma, all of that, each step, Swamiji, and you actually, I believe you mentioned that Vishnu is actually in action all the time, even within our body. We just don't associate it with the all-pervasive nature. We just associate it with the body.
So
Correct.
everything we are offering inside our Atma only. What we are doing is one type of yaga. If you are loud right now, if you are listening, so all the words are offering to that one who is sitting inside the Antaratma. If we are eating is also for what we are listening, whatever we are doing is nothing but who is sitting inside.
Akilam karma, akilam yajna, they go together. They happen all the time.
Yeah.
We
Mm.
think we are doing it. I mean, or the
Yeah.
So if we really think that way, it won't allow us to make any mistakes.
Yeah. That's why I say you always, this is Buddha says, mindfulness. If we live with mindfulness, then we never make any mistake. This mindfulness word is very beautiful.
Right. Right.
So careful about what you put into your body through all the senses.
Mm.
To
Yeah.
put inside yourself or to
Yeah.
offering. The offering inside to all your senses.
Yeah.
You will be careful about it.
So
I have
that,
still not
that
yeah, continue.
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I have still not understood that Visarga in the context of, I mean, Akhila Karma of even Vishnu is doing a sort of Akhila Karma, right?
Yeah.
Then is
Vishnu
he
is,
also
so what is
doing
the karma
Visarga?
of Vishnu? The karma of Vishnu is creating all beings. But in which base? So according to our own Papa Punya, Karma Sangita. The meaning of Karma Sangita is on the base of our own Papa Punya. These all beings are coming to being. So why somebody is in good house, somebody is in, sometimes we think why this type of birth is possible. But it is a Karma Sangita. If we feel pity of them, but still because of karma only, that birth is possible. It's called Bhuta Bhavot Bhavakara, Karma Sangita. It is one type of offering to all. Yeah, still.
Yeah, so one type of offering, this I did not understand. Like,
Because,
so is
yeah,
Vishnu doing
in the,
an offering in this?
yeah, in our third chapter is Karma Yoga. Whatever karma we do, we consider as a offering to Ishvara. Generally, we sit inside the temple and we offer flower to Bhagwan. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shivaya Namah, Om Mahadevaya Namah, whatever. It's called offering. But in Gita, it says you offer each and every karma unto the Lord Vishnu. This is called offering. So whatever karma we do is like an offering. So Ishvara also doing karma is an offering only.
Okay.
We are producing all being, but not partial. Karma Sangita. Based on our own Papa Punya. It's a karma phala data. That's why I said it is a karma phala data. Whatever we have done gives. Whatever in our account, accountant gave that only money. Same whatever in our account of Papa Punya, that Bhagwan will give for next birth.
So they
That's
give
why.
that example, Swamiji, that one nyaya where you cannot expect a chicken to come out of a half-boiled egg. It's like, in other words, you have to literally take the stance of everything is from and of the Bhagavan.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I should own up. Like, it's like you cannot do a partial ownership.
Yeah. Half egg. So something was there, no? Havandi is half egg. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like, you can eat, but you don't control that. You can choose what you eat, but you cannot control whether it get digested or not. That's not under your control.
So even to choose what you want to eat, you have to pray God to choose the best thing to eat, right? Like it's His grace to
but we have
go
given
in the right path.
Free will.
Yeah.
And because of free will, we can choose whatever we like. And then whatever we choose, next birth is also depend on this. What we are choosing.
But the thing, Swamiji, is that you know, there is some freedom in our will, but there is not a lot of freedom because we are always impelled and compelled by.
Yeah, this is the problem. We are impelled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you understand that when there's free will, and you can really, I mean, people think you can do what you can, whatever you can. You have the free will, but really, since you have to face the music, face the consequences of your action, so the free will is really not free in that sense. So it has to be within the constricts of dharma. So dharmic life, if it is adharmic, then you're going to get a result for that as well.
Dharma also.
Also, dharma also, in a one way, we can use Ishvara also. We can bring Ishvara more in our life. Then we are not impelled by our own raga dvesha.
Hmm.
See, Swamiji, this whole pursuit, Moksha Shastra is what we're studying, and it is telling you from the beginning, Tattva-tvamasi. And if you own up, if you want to own up, or at least you're trying to own up to the total, then you have to let go of your individuality and your ego. Actually, and the moment you let go of that, you're actually, only then can you connect to the total, right? So the ego has to be let go. And you cannot say I, as long as you keep saying I, the Shastra is only on paper for you.
So Hemlataji, you can say, I let go of my ego.
Yeah. I own up the total.
No, I'm saying,
I will own up.
I'm saying,
Own up
do you see the paradox there? You know, I let go of my ego.
Yeah, that's a paradox. Yes, that's that's also ego talking. When you say I let go of my ego.
Yeah, right. So Swamiji, I remember Swamiji always says the ego drops off. You know.
Yes, correct.
The kartrutvam drops off by itself, right?
Right.
When
it's a process of maturing.
Need not to. We should not put more effort. No.
Yeah.
Understanding, it will just drop off.
Yeah.
Really.
Correct.
Yeah.
Actually, if you put effort, there is you in it. The
Yeah.
ego in it. Then you put
Yena
effort.
tyajasi tat tyaja.
Yes. It's effortless.
Yeah.
Swamiji, one more question. Like in the, you mentioned Puja Swamiji's clarification about that antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram, right? So he said it's not just remembering Ishvara's name. I mean, that itself is a glorious thing. To remember Ishvara's name at the deathbed is not an easy thing to do, because so many things will pull us in different directions at that time, and we don't even know. So it's already a big thing. I'm not minimizing that at all, but I'm just saying what you clarified. You really mean that one who has the total vision of what Ishvara is, and then when he gives up the body, there is no death for that person.
Mad bhavam yati there. Mat swarupam. At that time, mad bhavam means mat swarupam. And Ishvara swarupa is nothing but consciousness. So it becomes one with that all pervasive consciousness.
But if one really understands, like, you don't even need prayana kalam.
Jivan mukta.
Even right now, the body is it's just 5 elements in nature only. We just associated with that. Right? I mean, right now, it's even when we live, it's just it's elements of nature anyway, right? We have to nourish it and all that. Of course, that's a responsibility. But it's not like you have to die to know that it needs to merge back into nature. It is already it's already just chemical elements.
You've got to nourish it because it's the consciousness that is residing inside it. Deva alaya. Deham deva alaya.
Deha devalayam proktam. Jiva prokta sanatana. Tyajet agnana nirmalyam. Soham bhavena pujayet.
Where does it come, Swamiji? What is that from?
In puja, during this puja, it comes. This Atma puja, during that Atma puja, it comes. Deha devalaya prokta.
In the regular puja that we do, when we say that,
Even first doing Ishvara Puja, we do Atma Puja.
Yes, Atma Puja.
At that time, we have to offer to us only and consider ourselves as a Devalaya. Deha Devalaya.
Yeah,
That's why Puja
Jnana
Swamiji
does
used
not-
to always say, sorry.
No, I was just saying, Tyajit Ajnana
Nirmal.
Nirmal.
Soham
Puja
Bhavena
Swami-
Puja.
Soham Bhavena Puja.
Yeah, Puja
Hmm.
Swamiji.
No. I mean, it's covered in what you taught in the chapter also, Swami. Puja Swamiji used to always say, Atma Kripa may be more important than Shastra Kripa and
Kripa
Deva
are
Kripa.
always available. Shastra Kripa, Guru Kripa, Ishwar Kripa. We have to tap it. Is called Atma Kripa.
Yeah. So only that statement, Atma Kripa, is more important because we can hurt ourselves, more than anything else.
Yeah.
If we don't.
We are doing chapter 13 in Gita right now in our study group. And only today we were doing that.
Yes, same thing.
First, yeah.
Oneself.
Himself with
One
him.
who does not know this, or one who does not know me, who you, and that that you are that Brahman, he is actually destructing himself by himself, because every birth you take, you are actually destroying himself if you don't come to, or if you don't pursue this knowledge, at least,
Yeah.
So it is very strongly worded that it says it's like what you're doing is you're killing yourself when you come and live in this world and you don't know and you don't come to this knowledge, don't study this, then it's like actually you wasted your life and you've killed yourself. This is what is said in that verse. This is towards the last Swamiji, chapter 13.
Swamiji will keep you held up here. If you don't.
Yes, we do Purnamadatte. Yeah. Om
Purnamada Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashyate. Om Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.